วัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We shall start with our first participant, which is Felicia Chan from Malaysia.
Reverend Ajaan, my meditation is good and peaceful. When I come out from meditation, every time I lost track of time. I have no question at the moment. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, go to Yek Genso from Penang.
Hi, Ajaan. Good evening. No questions today. I'm listening. Happy to meet Ajaan again.
Okay. Next is Malika from Brisbane. Hi, Malika.
Hi, Ajaan.
Can you speak louder, please?
Hi, Ajaan. Can you
Yeah.
hear me now?
Yes, good, good.
And I came to visit you on October 30th.
I see.
Yes, I came to visit you, and then just I was able to talk to you. I don't know whether you can.
Yes, yes, I can see the photo now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and thank you. It's too late for me, like because it's 11 o'clock and till 1 o'clock I had to stay if I had to listen to the talks. But I normally listen the next day itself.
Yes, you can do that. It's always,
Yes, yeah, because it's hard for me to join. It's too late.
unless
in
you
the
have
night.
some question you want to ask.
Yes, if I have any questions, I will join. And
Yes,
thank you so much for giving us your time that day. And you answered my questions there. And it's so good. Thank you so much, Ajahn. Much merit to you.
you're welcome. Happy to be able to help you.
Thank you, Ajahn. I'm planning
Okay.
to visit again.
All right. Okay, keep on practicing though, okay?
Yes, yes. I take 8 precepts every Sunday.
Okay.
And then with COVID, I made that pledge and I continued. And thank you, Ajahn.
Besides
Yeah.
keeping the 8 precepts, do you also meditate at the same time?
Yes, meditate. Yeah. I go to the monastery on Sundays. We have a monastery in Brisbane, Dhammagiri.
Yes.
Yeah, Ajahn Chah tradition. Yeah.
Ajaan Chah's tradition. Do you have a monk there?
Yes, German monk.
German monk.
Dhammasiya, Ajahn Dhammasiya.
Good. Well, happy that you have a place to go.
Yes.
And just
I got involved in this beginning of the monastery as well, so I continue going there.
very good. Making good merit.
Yes, I started in UK with Ajaan Sumedo, and then I moved to Australia, and then so continued with that same tradition.
Did you have a chance to meet Ajaan Sumeto when you were in Thailand?
Yes, I have met him 3 times, and he visited Dhammagiri as well.
I mean, this last time that you were in, that you came to, you have a chance
in
to drop
UK,
by. Not in Thailand.
Not in Thailand. No, I went to Wat Nanachar, but he was
He
not
wasn't
there.
there.
No. And I went to see Lupo Mahabua's Chedi and all those places. So it was like a pilgrimage I did. And stayed at Wat Nanachar for a week and with Ajahn Ganna few days and meditated. Yes.
Good. You'll come
Thank
back
you,
again maybe next year.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. I'll go to Jordan and his father Trevor from Toronto.
Hi, Ajaan. Nice to see you today.
Good evening.
Good morning, Ajahn.
Good morning. Okay. How are you doing? Good.
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm just exhausted from work, and I'm still waking up today. Been carrying heavy rocks for my job.
So now you have to work to earn some money first. Yeah?
Exactly, that's all. And but I've been keeping listening to a lot of Dhamma talks, and I've been practicing most days for 2 hours, and just keeping my mind thinking about the Dhamma when I'm not meditating. So I'm still keeping my mind, my eye on the goal of ordaining. Still the same plan.
Good. As long as you keep your determination, keep up with your determination, you will get there one day.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I have my nose at the grindstone too, but with Jordan and I meditate together now, which is really nice. And I'm not meditating quite as much, but more and more each day. And I had one question. When I'm sitting meditating, is it okay to move? Am I allowed to move, or are you supposed to sit still? I know as Jordan sits still like a statue.
That's right. The goal is to leave the body alone. See? If you don't leave the body alone, your mind cannot be still. Because it's your mind that moves the body. So you don't want to move the body if you want to still the mind. Just leave it alone. Don't worry about it. Just keep concentrating on your meditation object. And then you'll forget about the body. But if you keep coming back to the body, then your mind will just be coming back to the starting point again. So you won't get anywhere. It's like driving out of the house and then you turn back and come back into the house after you think, oh, you forgot something, and you come back to the house. And then when you get what you want, you go out for a while and say, oh, there's something else. So you won't get anywhere.
We both do that a lot too.
Yeah.
But so
Okay.
even just scratching a nose or
That's right. Anything at all. Some people like to swallow the saliva. Some people like to adjust the body position. You don't do these things when you meditate. You just before you start meditating, you make sure that you sit upright and the body is in a good position and everything is okay with the body. Once you start, then you forget about the body. Don't have anything to do with the body.
okay.
If you want to advance in your practice, if you want to keep going forward. every time you come back to scratch your body, you're returning back to a starting point again.
Okay. Very good point. Okay. I'll
So you'll be
That's-
running in circle between your body and your mind, your meditation.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I asked. Thank you.
Good. It's a good question. A lot of people don't know this.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
So is it helpful to remind ourselves that the things that are happening with the body, sensations are not within our control? Is that right? So what is
Yes,
happening?
but not at this stage though. This stage you want to stop thinking entirely.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The goal is to stop thinking, to still the mind.
Okay. Just
So
ignore the body.
everything.
Just
You know everything. You know the sensation. You know everything that appears in your
Ignore it.
meditation.
Okay.
Just focus only on your meditation object. Whether it's
Anything that comes
watching
up.
you, anything comes, the same thing. Just ignore everything. Just stay focused only on your meditation object only.
Okay.
This is the way to still your mind. Otherwise, your mind will keep running back between your meditation object and whatever comes up during your meditation. So you are distracted. You're not concentrated. The whole point is to get to one-pointedness. That's when the mind becomes still. Okay. Just ignore everything. Don't pay
Okay, that sounds
attention.
clear.
Don't talk to yourself. Don't discuss. Don't whatever. Just keep watching your breath. If you're using the breath as your meditation object, and your mind will become steadily quieter and less active, and eventually it'll stop completely, and you'll find peace and happiness at that stage. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Kwan Liman from Malaysia.
Then again, I managed to sell the property. I lower the price and finally sold off. I'm so glad that I'm finally free from the burden. Yeah. So it's all sold off.
Okay, good. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tanja. Tanja, I have a question, please. At times I couldn't close my eyes to meditate, but I just sit there with my eyes open and I feel the same quietness and very silent and no thinking and minimal thoughts and it's peaceful. Just that I just couldn't close my eyes. I'm not I'm still knowing but not contemplating and doing nothing, just sit there and it's very quiet and peaceful. But I couldn't close my eyes to do that. Can Tanajan please advise?
Well, if you open your eyes, the mind will still be attached to the objects that the
No,
image.
when I no, there is nothing object. I just sit there, and then it's very quiet and peaceful and nothing. But I just couldn't.
But your mind, you're still seeing. See, the body is still seeing something. Even nothing is something. You don't want to do any seeing either. So you have to
But
close your eye.
yeah, but the seeing doesn't disturb me.
Well, you won't get any further than what you are if you don't close your eye. You won't go deeper inside.
Mm. So, but why is it that sometimes I just couldn't close my eyes to meditate?
I don't know why you can close your eye when you go to sleep.
Yeah, it's It's just
It's your defilement. I think your defilement is still attached to seeing. You know? It doesn't want to give up seeing.
there's nothing to see in front of me.
Well, then close your eyes. What's so difficult about closing your eyes?
I don't know, it just happened only this week. I mean, recently. Yeah.
What's so difficult about closing your eyes?
It just doesn't want to sit with the eyes closed.
Okay,
I'll try. Thank you, Ajaan.
you're welcome. Next, Rajat goes from Delhi.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Good evening to you. India is 1 hour behind us, right? You are
Yes,
about
it's
7 o'clock.
yeah, it's just past 6:30, so
6:30. 1
it's
hour and a
past
half.
it's about 6:44. Yeah,
2 hours.
yes.
Okay. 1 hour and a half, not 2 hours. 6:44. Yes. Do you have any question tonight?
Well, I was reading a book on the autobiography of a forest monk, Ajaan That, Thate. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And I've read some of the other books, and one of the things I've come across is that the forest monks in Thailand, they put a lot of emphasis on meditation. And I would like to ask how much pariyatti is also required or practiced by the forest monks,
Very
the
minimal.
study.
Very minimal. Just know your precepts. For monks, we just have to know our precepts, our monastic codes, and then know how to meditate. That's all.
Right.
Know how to develop mindfulness and wisdom eventually, but first know how to develop mindfulness, and then and then meditate until you get into jhana. Once you have jhana, then you can then master it. Try to master your jhana first, so you're able to enter into jhana anytime you like. And after that, then you can learn to study the wisdom part, study the 3 characteristics of existence, about the body, the feelings, and about the mental states, to understand them and to let go of your attachment to them. That's all we have to know in practice. We don't have to know all the suttas or anything like that. When we stay with our teacher, he'll give us Dhamma talk, pep talk most of the time, just give us pep talk. So you have to push yourself, life is short, don't take things too easily, you have to push hard if you want to get somewhere, so forth. But he'll talk about mainly the precept. Keep the precept, keep your monastic code, keep your austere practices like bintabat, eating once a day, eating in the bowl, for instance. This kind of thing, or more practical things than theoretical things.
Yes, Ajaan. I also have another question, and that's about I've read that if your sila is good, then you have no fear when you enter the forest, because some people find it very difficult.
Yeah, you don't have any guilty conscience. So when you're in the forest, you don't start thinking about your bad behavior, because you're in a danger zone, and sometimes if you think about your bad behavior, this can cause you to have fear arising. So without any guilty conscience, then you won't have anything to bother your mind. You're pure, you're blameless.
and you feel you're protected by nature and everything that surrounds you, and
Not
the
really.
practice itself is
Part
protective.
of the reason is to go there is to expose yourself to death. Really,
Right.
that's the reason why monks go into the forest. They want to be exposed to death, so that they can then use death as a object of contemplation, and also as a stimulant to the practice. Every time you think about that, you say, life is very uncertain and very short, so you cannot waste your time right now doing other things. So that's the purpose of one of the purpose of going to stay in the forest, besides being a quiet place for meditation also.
Yes, Ajaan.
Okay.
Thank you.
Who's next now? Titima from Thailand. Okay.
กราบ
She's
น
our
มัสการค่ะพระอาจารย์
she's our immigration officer. So you come to Thailand, you
Yes.
might run into her somewhere. She works in the airport. Don't
คิว
move,
ไว้
don't
เขา
move. Mm,
ดอนเมืองค่ะดอนเมือง
okay,
today I don't have any question ค่ะพระอาจารย์
all right. I'll go to who
Yeah.
next? Nigel from Hong Kong.
Yes, Ajahn, nice seeing you. I have a so I today I want to report my practice. I have counted the dates and I have been practicing diligently for 30 days, for a month already. And now my meditation object is radiating metta and with the mantra which may all beings be happy, may all beings be happy, something like that. So I keep on reciting this mantra and radiating loving kindness. But now I still cannot see a breakthrough. So I still cannot get into the jhana. So I am still practicing.
You won't get into jhana with what you do. This is a starting point for your meditation to calm your mind down to a manageable level in which you can then use Bhutto or use the breath as your meditation object.
Oh, so I cannot enter jhana by radiating loving.
No.
How about if I use the mantra where may all beings be happy, something like that?
Yeah, this is still chanting. You're still reciting.
Yes,
And this will help calm your mind at the start, as a starting point. When your mind might be restless and agitated, you can use this to calm it down. But once it calms down, then you can, and when you can switch to Bhutto or switch to the watching your breath, and you'll get deeper into meditation that way.
Oh, is it because Buddha is shorter, so we can enter in the jhana?
Probably, yes, I think so. And or watching the breath when you don't have to think at all, just watch.
But in some the path of in some Buddhist text it say that by radiating loving kindness we can enter into like fifth jhana, fourth jhana. Is that wrong?
Well, you have to prove it for yourself. I cannot prove for you, but I don't use it, that's all.
Oh, okay. So keep practicing this the way, right?
Well, you have to prove it for yourself whether the method you're using will get you where you want to go or not.
Recently, because I'm determined to I really want to get into jhana, so I've done some research and trying to find some example of success. Some people.
The Buddha said using anapanasati will get you into jhana. Why don't you believe him?
Okay, because some people they sit very still and they do not move for like 8 to 9 hours, and it's very painful. But finally they surpass the dukkha and they enter in the jhana. How do
Yes,
you?
that's also possible. You have to go through excruciating pain in order to get into jhana.
Really, that's very difficult. I've tried for 2 to 3 hours and I'm really dead, nearly dead. I feel like.
Yes, it's probably because your mindfulness is not strong enough yet.
How can I face this pain while practicing? Sometimes my mind is like being dragged by this pain, and I because by removing by changing the posture very easily can I remove the pain. So I always give up like after 1 to 2 hours, and I give up. So how to proceed?
Use the mantra. Use the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
And ignore the pain, right?
Right. Just leave the pain alone and leave the body alone. Don't move the body either.
That's difficult, but yeah, I heard someone who succeed in entering jhana by using this method.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Next, Kok Seng from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajaan. Just to update you, last Sunday I participated first time for the Katina celebration at Palilai. So I volunteer for the Bindabat. So I'm attached to a bhikkhu and carrying a gunny sack. So whenever the bhikkhu's alms bowl is full, he will pour all the dry rations into the gunny sack and so on. So this in the butt takes about 25 to 30 minutes. And I noticed that during these 25 minutes, my mind was very focused and doesn't stray compare with when I'm doing walking meditation. So I was wondering, why is it that my mind can be so focused without any stray thoughts when I was doing, when I was volunteering for the Bindabat?
You don't need to know why. Just do it. Just know it. That's all. There's no need to know why. If it's good for you, keep doing it.
Yes, so I was trying to think how can I apply this to my walking meditation so that there is not so much of wandering thoughts.
Well, just pretend that you're walking with the monk, just like.
Okay, yeah, okay, I think I can try that. Prajan, I have another questions and that rises last Sunday when I have my Dharma discussion with my university friend. There are only four of us, and two of my friends they were sharing that they have taught their daughters very well since young the Dharma, so that they would not be converted to Christians by their friends and so on. So at the back of my mind, I was thinking what Prajan has always advised us about anatta, that we should not try to control or try to manipulate our things like our children and so forth. So at the back of my mind, I was thinking if we should not be so-called controlling whether our children, whether they will become Christians in future or not. If they do become Christian, we have to accept it just like the weather and not try to control them and forbid them to change to become convert to Christianity and so on. But I did not share this with my friends, so that was at the back of my mind when they were sharing this. So I just like to check with Prajan whether this understanding of mine that we should not control our children whether they will become Christians in future or not. So
it's not controlling. Your job is not to control them. Your job is to give them the right information, to teach them the right information. And whether they follow that information or not, that you cannot control. But your job is to teach them the right or good information. You as a parent, because they're young, they don't know what's good or bad, right or wrong. So it's your duty to teach them these things. But whether they will accept it and apply it in their life or not, that's their business. That you cannot control. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Prajan.
All right. Next, Willie from Indonesia.
Good evening, Tanajan. Today I don't have any questions. Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay. Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanajan. No questions from me. Just happy to be listening in.
Okay. Celia from Peru.
Hello, Prajan.
Hello.
I continue practicing. I don't have any questions either today. Hope you be happy and well.
How's your mindfulness? Okay, better?
I really like to be practicing mindfulness, but it's a little bit challenging when there are lots of external things happening and I have to deal with them. And then it's a little bit very challenging, actually. But I see a lot of value in it. I see a lot of value in trying to come all the time to the present moment, to use a mantra, to not let thoughts just propagate in my mind. And it's also very good for meditation because those times when I'm during the day, I'm able to come back and use my mantra and be calm and peaceful. Meditation is much easier. I just sit there and it's not perfect, but at least it's calmer. So yeah, I see a lot of, yeah.
Try to provide yourself more time for seclusion.
That's so important. It's really not so possible for me now, but hopefully soon, at least 1 day or 2 days or a retreat where I can meditate more. No, I see how important is that.
Yes. The way to do it is to look at everything as not important really, because everything that we do on this earth is really not beneficial to the mind, like the practice of mindfulness and meditation. If you can see the value of meditation and see the not so value, not much value in other things that you do, then you might be able to reduce them down to the minimum, so that you can have more time to meditate and practice mindfulness.
Yeah, but kilesas are very strong. As you said at the beginning of the session, it's like they tell you this is important and you should go there, and yeah, and you can't bring them back, but they strong. They pull you so far, and you know, come back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tug of war between the Nama and the defilement.
Yes, I see it like that by now.
You have to put in a lot of effort to resist your defilement. Okay.
That's true, Prajan. Many thanks for the guidance.
Try to live simply. Try to have as little as possible. Then you will have more time to meditate. If you have more stuff, you have to look after them. You have to acquire them. And you have to spend a lot of time for them.
Yes, that's true. I'll keep that in mind.
To the minimum. Reduce down to the 4 basic requisites of life. Have food to eat once or twice a day. That's enough. And have a few set of clothes to wear. And have a place to stay and medicine when you get sick. That's all you need.
That's true, Brian. Like I don't have many. That's good. At least I don't have many things to take care. But taking care of my mother is a lot actually, and I can't do anything about it. Yes.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that.
Yes.
Okay, try it anyway. Try to reduce the amount of work on other things and put more time for your meditation work.
Yes. Many thanks, Brian.
You're welcome. Next, Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. I don't have any questions today. Glad to be listening in.
Okay. to Dubai, Apalachita.
Good evening, Prajan. Yes, I'm also listening. Just no question.
Okay. Come back to Alvin in Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanajan. Tanajan, I've got a question. I know you mentioned before when we meditate, look at the one-pointedness of the breath and or chant Buddha. But recently, I find that it's more effective for me to chant and look at the breath as well. So I can continue doing that, right, Tanajan?
I guess so. Until you find that you cannot get into jhana, then you should just do one thing, either Buddha or do the breath. At the start, you might use both to calm your mind down. But once the mind becomes calmer, then see if you can just use one only.
So for a start, just can use both, but then when
Yeah.
it goes on, just let go one.
Right, and use just one. And ideally use anapanasati. That's because the Buddha taught that method in the four foundation of mindfulness.
Okay, Tanajan. Okay, thanks.
But you can use Buddha alone if you like, so it depends on your preference. You can choose and try it out anyway, which one works for you. I think it's not the method sometimes, it's the persistence in your practice, which more important. You just have to keep doing it and be patient,
Yes, defilements like what Sila mentioned just now. It's just like trying to keep on
Yeah.
pulling us away, the kalisa, the defilements.
Yeah, you have distraction, try to pull away from your one-pointedness. Yeah.
There's always a reason for the defilements to arise.
Yeah, they arise when your mindfulness lapses.
Or sometimes fear that arises as well.
Yeah, if you're constantly mindful, then usually nothing can come in and disturb your concentration. But as soon as you lose your mindfulness, even for a few seconds, then your thought will start coming in, or other things will start coming in and disturb your concentration.
I still remember once when I felt like I was falling down from a high place, falling down into darkness. My hand automatically reached out and hold on to something, and that was the end of my meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's your natural reflex, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, just keep on doing it, okay?
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Tanajan.
You're welcome. Next, Belinda from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanajan. No questions.
Okay. Go to Bangkok. B. Ravin.
Hi, good evening, Prajan. I have two questions today. First one is just to clarify on the sixth precept. My understanding is we are not allowed to eat from midday until dawn of the following day. But I understand that monks are given pana drinks, so some sort of drinks that are allowed to take during the afternoon. So my question is, what would constitute as allowable drink and what isn't?
Well, fruit juices, and the fruit must not be bigger than the size of your fist. If anything bigger, then it's not considered. It's not allowed. Like coconut or pineapple, you cannot use those juice. But you can use oranges, or grapes, or apples.
Oh, okay.
And they have to be strained from any solid. They have to be separated from any solid. You only drink the juice without any solid.
So no pulp.
No pulp. Mm. So you have to use a strainer or something to filter it. So this is what is allowed, fruit juices. And besides that, he allows five other things they call medicinal stuff, like oil. You can drink oil, cooking oil, if you feel your stomach has some problem. Or you can drink honey. You can drink honey or sugar cane, and I think you're allowed to this is up to interpretation. In Thailand, we interpret it as butter and cheese. These are the things that you're allowed to have in the afternoon. They're supposed to have some medicinal value. It's supposed to be medicine. Maybe you have stomach problem or something like this, stomach ache, and you might need something to take care of it. And these are the five things that the Buddha allow as medicine for you to take.
I see.
Then there are other drinks that you can also drink if they're considered to be medicine, not food, like coffee, tea. These are allowable. So sugar, you can use sugar in your coffee or tea, but not milk, because milk is considered to be food. So anything considered to be food, then you cannot use it. You cannot drink it or eat it.
Oh, I see. That's I learned something new today. Thank you, Prajan. That's my first question. My second question is on the topic of abortion. Do I understand correctly that Buddhism forbids all kinds of abortion, even if it's contraception only 1 or 2 days, or is there any reason to allow or not allow it? Just for my understanding.
No, abortion is considered killing. See? So there has to be something to kill first to be considered breaking the precepts. If there's still 2 droplets in the stomach, I don't know if you can consider that as an abortion or not. So it has to form a body inside, and you want to then kill that body, kill that baby, then it's considered abortion. Anyway, once you start to have conception, then you should let the process continue. You shouldn't interrupt it. By interrupting, it's considered killing the process. I think that's the way to interpret it. The process of abortion in Buddhism.
So life begins at contraception.
At conception. As soon as you know that you're going to have a baby, then you should not do anything to stop that process.
Yes. Even if they say, oh, the baby may not be healthy, but that's the baby's karma, right?
Well, don't have baby in the first place if you know that there might be a chance of having a deformed baby.
Yes.
You don't want to. You want to have your cake and eat it too. You want to have sex, but at the same time you don't want to have deformed babies. How can you do that?
Yeah, you can't have both.
Yeah. So you have to. Nowadays they have technology in which you can use protection, contraceptive, and things like that, which prevent from conception happening. But the best way is abstinence is the best form of contraception.
Yeah. Yes.
Keep the 8 precepts, then you're okay.
It is a question that many of my friends ask me. They say, oh, contraception, there's no heart, there's no feeling yet. Oh, it's okay. But I personally think it's wrong. But so I thought if Prajan, you give your answer, I can.
No, we are mixing 2 words together. Conception and contraception. They're different. Conception is when the baby start to form. It's called conception. And contraception is the process of stopping.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, conception. I meant conception.
Okay. But you can use contraception. If you don't want to have a baby, then you use contraception.
Or take the 8 precepts.
Yeah, FSM is the best one, really.
Abstinence. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much, Prajaan, for your teachings today.
Okay, you're welcome. Go to Toronto, PL, and Indira. You weren't here last week, were you? Were you here?
No, Ajaan, good morning from Toronto. Like we had a bit of a urgent call, like somebody was very sick and had to help that family. So we had to go there. But then we came to the office and quickly switched on.
But the time was over.
Yes. So that's okay. We are here today and we are very happy to see you.
Okay, good.
Ajaan, this whole week we were both of us like we were listening. A lot of people are saying about how like we were sort of
cleaning the house,
not more than cleaning. Like we had so much that we had collected, we gave away.
Paper, shred,
everything that in that sense, and then too much stuff like so we put them into boxes and we gave it to people. Like so many, there are places that during Christmas, so it like it's like the mind. It reminds you, like even in the mind, everything collects. So unless you really sit and mindfully get rid of all that, so
the clutter in the mind. You just like over years, it collects. Like unless you start doing house cleaning daily. So meditation is like house cleaning daily. I guess eventually you will find the end or fully empty.
Empty your mind from everything. Then there will be no dukkha.
Yes.
But still we need some certain items. Kitchen, you have to...
you have to keep whatever you need. But what you don't need, then you should keep away.
Yes, so, that's what we did.
We used to go and buy, that's lovely, we'll get this. So eventually, if the whole house is filled up with stuff we never use, not even touch.
Yeah, so we thought like there are a lot of places like during Christmas. So, and then you feel so happy when you've done that. You like, so it's just like the mind. I was contemplating.
I think it's a good metaphor. Like I think we are contemplating it. Yeah, I think it works, I guess. But you still need to work on the mind, whatever you say at the end of the day.
Good. Try to practice giving up things as much as possible.
Yes. Most of the things, even car, we donated one car and we somehow managed with one. It's so much, sometimes it gives you so much of happiness, like when you kind of get rid of. Yes. We never realized that every time, like the whole week we were doing this and made us so happy.
You give up a burden. Everything that you have, they are burden to you. You have to look after them. Once you don't have them, then you feel lighter, you feel easier.
That's true. That's true.
Less worry. Less worry.
Yes, the burden, Buddha call is the 5 aggregates. You're carrying the burden, throw it out. But
heavy burden, very heavy burden. That's the hard thing to throw away.
Yeah, that's the in the Arahat is level.
And also, like sometimes you give stuff and make someone happy, like it really makes you happy too, like dana. So
why is it so greedy, so difficult compared to anger? Anger, at least, I guess, easier to manage and get rid of. The greed is the hardest out of the 2 defilements. And people always ask questions about anger, but not too much about greed. Or how do I get angry? How do I get rid of anger? But the greed is like the craving is the most difficult. I think second noble truth, right? I guess that is the end game.
Well, I don't know. I think they're about the same, really, because they're both hard to get rid of, either greed or anger or delusion. They come in a team, really. They usually come together.
Delusion is a team player.
Delusion
boss.
is the leader that causes you to have greed.
The boss says.
And when if you cannot get what you want, then you get angry. When they come in a team, really. And you have to get rid of with all of them. And the way to get rid is get rid of the delusion. Delusion is not seeing the three characteristics in everything. You don't see dukkha in everything. See? If you can see that everything that you want will give you dukkha sooner or later, then you will stop your greed, your cravings for them.
Yes.
And if you have no greed, then you won't get angry with anybody.
Yes.
The kamaraga patigha, like the one of the fetters which you get rid of after sotapanna, that is the stream entry, then so on sakurdagami, that is the once returner. And I don't think you get rid of it, you lessen it, and you get rid of completely at the anagami level. So those are the two fetters. By anagami, person cannot be provoked by any anger, right? He cannot unprovoked, like he cannot get angry, right? Over time.
No, I think he can still get angry. Only an arahant doesn't get angry.
Interesting. Okay. So the
Because
mana.
there's still conceit in the mind of anagami. So if anybody treat him wrongly, he can get angry.
So because of the mana,
I'm
slight,
me. Yeah. I'm more senior than you are, and you're not respecting me, for instance.
Yeah. But you obviously you have got rid of the sakkaya ditthi. You know this how the aggregates work and how you create a self. But the mana is anusha is still there, so it keeps popping up. I'm better than you. I'm, whatever. I guess.
Ajaan, I was listening to somebody saying about the Thai tradition, how important meditation is in the Thai tradition. It is so nice to see that, because in lots of countries, I think they go the other way. They teach the monks a lot, like they sort of know so much about.
I think especially in Sri Lanka, the traditional, like you learn the sutras, you practice by heart, memorize. I guess they did a service by preserving the sutra, writing it down. I think they kind of they have a bit of a ego about it, but less practice. I guess the more theory, but the Thai tradition I see more practice and less theory. So I think it's a combination of both would be nice. I think Buddha gave an example of thunder and rain. There is if you have both thunder and rain, that's the best. But some people have thunder but no rain. That means more rain but no thunder. That means a lot of theory but no practice. Some people have a lot of practice but no theory. So there's a kind of a metaphor Buddha gave.
But I think it's more important to have mindfulness, because like if you meditate and you then it's easier for you to teach somebody too, if you have attained through meditation.
Yes, of course.
Right, Ajaan? How do you think?
Well, study only what you need to know.
That's true. That's true.
You don't have to study the whole trip to Dhaka.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just study precept, sila, dana, sila, mindfulness, samadhi, and wisdom. That's all you need to study. Nothing more.
I remember you telling the Dhammacakka and the Sadra Satipatthana, those are good enough. If you study the first 2 or 3, the main sutras,
The Mangala Sutta, the 38 steps to Nibbana.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why sometimes it becomes a hindrance when you sort of go to all those things, and so much studying involved. I'm so glad that I kind of saw the Thai tradition, and I really like it, because they give a lot of emphasis to meditation, because at the end of the day, it's your own individual practice that gets you to where you want to be. I feel.
I think, the Sri Lankan give a lot of emphasis on the theory, a lot of theory. But
that's how we were brought up.
So I think we have that background. Okay, I have to read this sutra, that sutra, or that sutra says this. So kind of sometimes it's too much clutter in a way. it can take away from your practice, I guess, time.
Actually, I think to PR it meant so much meeting you and these meetings that he kind of realized the value.
I think he knows too much, no more than what he needs, and he doesn't have enough practice.
Now he does.
I
After
had
he
to,
met you.
I had to unlearn myself.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Because when I used to say he never listened, but now after he met you, so I'm very grateful to you. Thank you, Ajaan.
How many years have you studied the scripture already? And have you ever managed to get into jhana yet?
I know. That's true. Practice is the key. At the end of the day, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Theran Saranai.
Okay, next, Diana from Wales.
Greetings, Tanajan. I have one question, well, maybe two. I was listening to a Dharma talk, and they said that we can become attached to our karma. Like if we're doing good karma, we become proud, and if we do bad karma, we become depressed. And I was wondering, is karma self or non-self, or you know, anatta? Is that a relevant question or not?
No, karma are action done by the mind, the body, and the speech. And if you do good karma, you produce good result. You could produce good feelings. If you do bad karma, you produce bad feelings. So this is just cause and effect. Like when you hit the bell, you produce sound, right? When you use something to hit the bell. So when you do good karma, you feel good. You do bad karma, you feel bad. That's it. Just cause and effect. Action produce result. Your action produce result. You produce the feeling inside your mind. When you do charity, you feel good, right? When you steal somebody's money, you feel bad. Maybe not bad at first because you're happy that you got the money, but afterward, then you worry, right? Will I be caught or not? So forth, and you have bad feeling afterward.
Is that bad feeling useful or not?
No, we don't want to get rid of bad feeling. Bad feelings are dukkha, suffering, mental suffering. We don't want them. That's why the Buddha said, keep the precept, keep the 5 precepts, because breaking the precept will cause you to feel bad, cause dukkha in your mind. When you kill somebody, you feel bad. When you steal somebody money, when you committed adultery, you feel bad. When you lie, you feel bad. So these are the things that you shouldn't do. You don't want to feel bad from this action.
But karma is what we take with us when we die.
The consequence of the karma that we perform, like the good feeling and the bad feeling, they are accumulated in the mind, see. And they will be the one that will direct the mind to either go to a heavenly realm or go into a hellish realm.
Okay.
All right. Another question, or is this already covered?
No. I've been reading the Anapanasati Sutta, and it goes through like breathing in a long breath. Know that you're breathing in a long breath. Did you say that you have to do one step at a time, contemplate on one step at a time, or do you read the whole thing?
Well, when you read, it's just a description of what will happen in your practice. But when you do, you don't worry about this description at all. You only worry about your concentration. You just keep focused on watching your breath. And then when you're starting, your breath might be short, but as your mind becomes calmer and your body becomes calmer, then the breath will start to begin to be longer, more subtle, more fine. So you just merely observe and know it. You don't have to do anything. The only thing you need to do is just focus on the breath at the tip of your nose. In and out, knowing that the breath comes in, knowing that it goes out, knowing that it is long or knowing it's short, or knowing it is so subtle that you cannot even feel it. Just know it. Just merely know. Just don't do any investigation. Don't do any analyzing or contemplation. You don't want to do anything. The goal is to watch in order to stop your mind from working, from thinking.
So if we're reading the sutta before we meditate, just read. You can read the whole thing.
Yes, if you do that, it then it might mislead you to the way how you should be doing the meditation itself. They might start to think, oh, is my breath short now or long now? You start to ask yourself these things. Then you're not stopping thinking. The whole purpose is to stop thinking.
And understand. Thank you.
Okay. But when we read, the Buddha explained the whole process from start to finish. This is what will happen when you meditate. But when you meditate, you don't worry about what happened. You just worry about your concentration. Okay.
Thank you.
Very simple, but sometimes we make it so difficult, make it so hard.
It's like life.
Okay, next, Claudia. Saw your photos.
Good afternoon from Switzerland, Tana-chan.
At the Katina.
Yeah. Yes, it was a joy to be with my husband and Kenneth at the Dhammapala Monastery to celebrate Katina. And I'm looking forward to be one day at the Dhammapala Monastery in December.
Is this the one that Kenneth goes to practice?
Excuse me, please?
Is this the same monastery that Kenneth goes to practice meditation?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a beautiful monastery, very quiet and very calm up in the mountains. And I'm looking so much forward to spend one day there. And of course, I want to try to expand little by little. So I'm so blessed and I feel so grateful to be here.
Good. You need to have some goal to shoot after, to go after.
Yeah.
Or else you won't move forward. You have to set up a goal and you go after that goal. Once you get to the first goal, then you establish the second goal, so forth. Keep on doing it.
Exactly. So I'm the type of person that needs to go little by little. If I set my goals too high and I don't reach it, I feel terrible. So I rather do little by little and feel, yes, I have success now. So I take the next step. So this is how I try it.
Yeah, you do according to the strength, your strength.
Yeah.
Don't do more than what you can do, because like you say, you'll feel bad when you cannot achieve what you set up to do.
Yes. And to me, of course, it's also so precious to have Kenneth also here in Switzerland, because I can ask him for advice if I need it, because he's more experienced in his practice than I am, I think. And yeah, he also is going to proofread my next translation. So I really feel very, very blessed.
Good. Okay. Is that all for now?
Yes, no questions. Thank you, Tana-chan.
Okay. Samanji from Sri Lanka, you're next.
Hello, Tana-chan. I have two questions today.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Now I just want to know, some people enjoy long and healthy lives and some die very young. I mean, is our death predetermined? Does it purely depend on our past karma?
Yeah.
The number of years that we are going to live in this life?
There are many causes, not only just past karma. The way where you live can also affect you. If you live in Ukraine now or in Palestine now, the chances of dying is much more than you would be in Sri Lanka, for instance. So there are other causes that can cause your life to be shorter or longer, not just karma alone.
What are the other causes?
Well, like the place you live, whether it's safe or not, whether there's a war, there's conflict or not, or whether there are diseases or not, the spread of diseases, and are the people that you live with, are they friendly or are they hostile, for instance? These are things that, and your own behavior also can affect your life. You smoke, you drink or not, you take drugs or not, for instance. This thing can cause your life to be shortened. So there are many causes. So you have to study, learn to avoid the causes that will cause your life to be shorter. So you can live a longer life. But with past karma, there's nothing you can do about because it's already done.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Then I have one more question. Like now some people do charity expecting things in return. Like what's the best form of charity? Like if we give something to our relatives or to a friend or to somebody expecting something in return, that means like so is it we can't call it the best form of charity?
The best form of charity is to be a Santa Claus, You know Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Okay, Santa Claus doesn't expect anything back, right? He gives things away, and as he see the receiver become happy, he's happy. That's all he wants. He wants to feel happy. That's the purpose of giving to charity.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Is that all?
Yeah, that's all for today, Ajaan.
Are you writing just one column on your Sunday column, or are you writing some other thing also?
Okay. I shared it with your admin.
Yes, I know, but I asked you, is this the only thing that you do, just on religion, or do you write about some other thing as well?
Yeah, I write on gender. Actually, I'm the features editor of the Sunday Observer, so I usually write on gender and on many other topics. But for Poya, I do this Poya interview.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, nice
Do you
talking.
have any feedback from your readers?
Yeah, actually.
Are they happy or
Actually, they
or
respond.
some of them might be angry, maybe.
Sorry?
Maybe some of them might be angry after reading what I said.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because
Because sometimes it conflicts with their views and they can get angry.
They do.
Okay, nice to see you. Just if you have any more questions, don't hesitate. Just come in
Maybe
anytime.
I'll join next week. Today I'm down with the flu, Ajaan.
Okay.
Next
Hope
Tuesday
you
I'll
get well
join.
soon. Hope you get well soon then.
Much very
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, let me see who's next now. That's about it. So let's go to Facebook now for more questions. From Jude.
Namaskaran. Ka. We have 3 questions this evening. The first question is from the assistant Gmail, and it's from Leonard from Singapore. The question is, where does Theravada think of the arrival of the next Buddha, Maitreya?
I think Theravada think more about the present Buddha, his Dhamma teaching, and his noble disciples, because they are the ones that we can learn and benefit from them. But as far as the future Buddha is concerned, it's very uncertain whether we will meet the Buddha, the future Buddha, or his Dhamma teaching, or his noble disciples or not. because it's so far away in the future, and the possibility that we might be born at the same time might not be there. So we don't worry about it so much. We just learn it. Just learn that there will be a future Buddha, but we should concentrate more on the Buddha, on the present Buddha. If his teaching is still around, and if there are still his noble disciple around, we should focus on them more than the future Buddha.
The next question is from Meta Vandana from Facebook. Ajaan, you just said that life starts to form during conception and we shouldn't interfere with the process. Does this rule also applies to eating eggs also? Is this kind of the same thing? Please comment.
I understand that there are two types of eggs that doesn't have any conception, and there are eggs that have conception. I think the eggs that they sell in the market has no conception, no body forming.
And the last question is from Kevin Sim. Whenever attending funeral of my relatives, my body would like to shake, vibrate quite strongly. What Parita chanting should I chant to prevent it? Would like to seek Tanajan's advice. Thank you.
I think the easiest one is to recite Bhutto, Bhutto. Just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto.
That is all, Ka.
But you have to recite until your mind your body stops shaking. Just keep doing it. Don't stop until you accomplish your goal. Okay, we have Jordan raising his hand. One more question.
Hi again, Tanajan. I had a question after you talked with me and my dad. I was wondering, so the idea of sitting with a lot of pain for a long time can be sort of disheartening for myself and for other people I've noticed. And I just I wanted to ask you, it's when you're really staying with your meditation object, the bodily pain isn't really such an issue. Is that correct? When your mindfulness is very good?
Well, see, you have to understand that some of the things that you hear is more for more advanced meditator.
Mm-hmm.
For starting meditator, you don't have to worry about sitting and going through the pain. But
Okay.
as you advance, and if you want to go sit longer, and eventually you're gonna come across the pain. But at the beginning, you probably won't have that much enthusiasm or energy to sit that long. But as you progress and you find that sitting longer keeps your mind calmer, then you might want to push your practice harder. Then you're gonna come across the pain sooner or later. And you have to use mindfulness or wisdom for you to be able to go over the pain. But this is the later stage of practice. Don't worry about it. If you're not ready yet, don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you. I find that if I do try to sit with the pain that comes up, I do have a lot of pain, and sometimes it gets very difficult towards the end of maybe an hour, and I try to just bring my mind back to the breath, and sometimes that is makes it so the pain isn't so unbearable.
Yes, you need to be more mindful with your meditation object, either the mantra or the breath, whichever one works for you. For me, I use mantra. It works for me better because I just keep reciting the mantra, and then the mind will forget about the pain.
Oh, okay. That sounds similar with the breath then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to keep persisting on your focus, especially when you're in that situation. You cannot take things easy. You have to be real serious with your mindfulness.
Okay, and as our mindfulness gets better over time, then when we don't have to worry about the future, but our practice will develop, and in the future we'll be able to sit with more difficult experiences. Is
That's
that right?
Eventually, you want to use wisdom as a next level of dealing with your painful feelings.
Okay. So it's not. Is it necessary? Is it possible that we can start experiencing these jhana these jhana? Can we start experiencing the jhana levels of samadhi without sitting for such long hours at a time?
It depends on your mindfulness. Some people have strong mindfulness that can do it in 5 minutes.
I see.
And they can enter into jhana in 5 minutes. If you have very weak mindfulness, you can sit for hours and you won't get anywhere.
Okay. So I'll just keep being mindful continuously throughout the day, and eventually.
Yes. Yeah, eventually you will have stronger mindfulness and you will be able to meditate and get into calm much more easier.
And handle and also handle
the pain,
painful experiences more easily. Is that right?
That's right. The goal, the key is mindfulness. The key to your practice is mindfulness. The Buddha said mindfulness is the most important dhamma that one needs as a meditator. One needs to have or develop. So try to practice more mindfulness, especially in the morning. As soon as you get up, before you do anything, set up mindfulness with. Look at your body. Where is your body now? Lying down, sitting, or standing, or walking. Just keep watching. Don't let your mind go away somewhere else. Keep it with the body, or keep it with the mantra.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And is it okay to use the mantra Buddho throughout the day, but then when I sit down to go to the breath, if it works better for me?
Yeah, I think they can do the same job for you.
Okay.
Sometimes
So I'm going
if you're moving around, watching your breath is not easy. So you use the mantra, it's easier. If you move around, just watch the action of the body. If you're driving, just watch the action of the driving, If you're eating, just watching the action of the eating. Whatever you do with your body, just keep watching the body. If you watch the body, then you cannot go thinking about other things. If you go think about other things, it means you're not watching the body already.
So in daily life, outside of sitting meditation, I can watch the body like you just suggested, or I can use Buddho.
That's
and
right.
when I'm sitting, then I can also I can use the breath or use Buddho, right?
Right. It's up to you.
Okay. Switch back. Okay. Okay. I think that all feels very clear. Thank you.
Try to see how far you can get with your mindfulness as soon as you get up in the morning. See how far you can stick with your body or with your mantra. How long can you do it?
Okay.
As soon as you have to start thinking about work, or then you probably lose your mindfulness right there.
Yes.
But
anyway, I try to find it again throughout the day. I try to find it again.
As soon as you realize that you forget your mindfulness, then you come back to it. Keep coming back to it. That's not just possible.
Okay.
Don't be discouraged, okay? Because this is habit. It's easy to lose your mindfulness. And don't get discouraged. Don't get angry at yourself. It's pointless to get angry or disappointed. Just to use it as a lesson to teach you that it's not easy, and you should be more careful, more mindful.
Okay, that's a good attitude. I'll do that. I find I'm so much happier when I'm mindful. Actually,
yes,
my mind is more peaceful.
Peaceful. Your mind is not burdened with so many other things.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Good.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right. Go to Priya. And Indira?
When you said mindfulness is not easy, just a metaphor came to my mind actually about from the sutra. Buddha said it's something like somebody's carrying a hot bowl of oil on his head. You may have heard this. And then there's a person who is with a sword coming behind you. And even if you drop one drop of oil, you're going to chop off his neck. And also, it's not it ends there, but also there are people like shouting, there's a beauty queen. And people say, beauty queen, beauty queen. So you can't even look at the beauty queen, because if the oil will drop and somebody will chop your head. So Buddha said that's how difficult the mindfulness is. It's not an easy job, but I guess we had to be at it. I thought of that similar. The question I have is about pasadi. Pasadi is something lightness of the body. Does it happen when you start to meditate, your coarse form of perception of the body drops and you are more pleasant and feeling lightness, and then it switch to like a most perceptual form of the body with the breath? Is that the pasadi, like the feeling of like a floating or lightness?
You have to do the practice to get the answer. I cannot give you the answer. It'll be too easy for you.
Okay, you are putting me to test. Okay, I will. Okay, that's a good challenge.
That's the purpose of practice, so you can experience the real thing. See?
Yes.
If I keep telling you the answer,
no, this is my feedback of what I felt. I thought maybe I'm wrong. This is what I thought. Maybe it's a correct feeling. I just want to get your feedback on that.
Buddha says, Dhamma is sanditiko. It has to be experienced by the practitioner himself.
Then you know.
Yeah,
then you know it's
it for
right.
sure.
Then you don't have a question anymore.
That's right. If I give you the answer, you'll probably forget, or you think of some other question to ask again.
The other question about the pain. Somebody just asked. I think for me at the beginning was so much painful, like knees and how to correct the posture. But after a while, you forget about that because you are more mindful of the breath, and you feel pleasant over time. But now the pain comes after I dread to get up, like after, because of my age. I think my knees are hurting. But coming out of meditation is more difficult. And of course, it goes away when you get up. I have to kind of crawl and get up.
Takes a little time. It's like driving. When you start driving, you have to move slowly first before you can.
Yeah, getting up is really difficult after coming out. I guess the knees, everything, like you feel like the pain so much, the body, that wasn't there before. I guess the age, I think that's the age factor, the arthritis.
That's anicca dukkha anatta right there for you to contemplate.
Right.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. We'll go to Vancouver now. Sri and Czech. How are you?
Thanks, Ajaan.
Ajaan.
Good. How are you?
We are good. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Anything?
Yeah, Ajaan, like the feelings we have, the feelings in the mind or the feelings from the body that we will have to let go.
Both. There are body feelings and mental feelings also. Body feelings like when you get sick or when you get hungry, you get painful feeling from the body. When you think about something bad, you get mental feeling. You got bad feeling. When you start thinking about the war in Palestine, for instance, or the probability that one day somebody might set off the bomb, then you feel bad. These are mental. So you have both. Depends on which one. the goal is to treat them the same way, is to if you can stop them, stop. If you cannot stop, then you have to accept it as part of the anicca, dukkha, anatta. Like if you get hungry, you can stop the hunger by eating, you eat. Right? But if you get toothache, and no matter what you do, the toothache won't go away, then you just have to wait until it goes away by itself.
Mm. So, Tan Ajahn, for a sotapan, like he has to let go of the body, then the feelings.
Yes, the painful feeling of the body, but not the mental feeling. The mental feeling has to be let go by the arahant.
Mm.
Okay, two level. Body level, this lower fetter is considered on the lower fetter, and the mental feeling is considered to be on the higher fetter. You have restlessness and agitation in the mind as one of the mental fetter, the fetters, the higher fetter.
Yes, okay. So, Tan Ajahn, from the Satipatthana, that's why Buddha explained to us like first body, then the feelings,
then the mind, then
the mind.
The mind and the mental states in the mind. The mental states in the mind keep shifting, changing. Sometimes it's calm, sometimes it's restless, sometimes it's depressed, sometimes it's agitated. So you have to know how to deal with them, understand their nature. If you can stop them, stop. If you cannot stop, then you just let it be. Because if you try and cannot stop, then you produce another dukkha. This is mental dukkha from your craving. It's difficult for you to understand right now. So don't worry about the mental state yet. Worry about just the physical state. Right now you can see the body is quite obvious. Try to understand the nature of the body and accept it for what it is.
Yeah, and the feeling from the body, the painful feeling from the body.
Yeah, sickness, the same sickness is painful feeling. Accept aging, sickness, and death first before you can go up to the higher level. Because the mental level is not something you can see like the body, right? Or you can feel it's much more subtle.
Mm.
You don't even know it exists sometimes when it happens.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to go step by step. You know? Right now, the first step is to let go of your attachment to your body and feelings first.
Yeah. And Tan Ajahn, the last stage, like Buddha talked about the Dharma, meanings like we have to develop the Dharma that we need.
The Dharma, like the Noble Eightfold Path, for instance.
Yeah.
The tools for you to be able to let go of your attachment to the body, to the feeling and the mental states. So you have to practice the Noble Eightfold Path and see, do you have right view now? Do you have right thinking now? Do you have right action, right? So forth. So like a checklist, then you have to check.
Going back, Tan Ajahn, right thinking, like, is that the thinking that renunciation or?
Think of renunciation, thinking about stopping doing bad karma, thinking about stop all your cravings, for instance. It's the right thinking. Renunciation is stop your craving. When you renunciate, you renunciate your cravings. You see the noble truth happening in your mind, yes? This is the Dhamma part. You have to see dukkha when it arises. You have to know the cause of dukkha. It's caused by your cravings. And when you stop it, then you have to see that you can stop this craving, stop this dukkha by using wisdom, seeing the three characteristics of existence. So it's all in your mind. These are the Dhamma that you have to see happening in your mind, not in the textbook, not in our conversation, but in real time, happening in real time, inside your mind. When you feel bad, you have to know this is dukkha, and you have to know what causes this feeling bad to arise. If you know the cause, then you try to see if you can get rid of the cause or not. This is Dhamma, mindfulness of Dhamma in your mind, being aware of the Dhamma in your mind happening. Whether it's a dukkha or the cessation of dukkha. It's all happening in your mind. But if you haven't yet passed through the body and feeling, you won't be able to see this thing, which is much more subtle. So it's a waste of time talking about it. You forget about it tomorrow, and you ask the same question again. Just ask yourself, have I got rid of my attachment to my body yet? Better. Do a checklist, Do the important thing first. Do the things that you can do first, before going over going over some of the things that you need to do first. We go all over the place. We study the scripture, the whole, know everything, but we don't know which is which come first and which come last.
So that is when you say like get rid of like our body, or like you are including the feelings as well, right? The painful feelings from the body. Like this is not
the sickness. Can you accept sickness or not? If you have stage 3 cancer, can you still be happy? Are you sad and depressed and stressful? If you let go of the body, then you shouldn't feel anything. So this is gonna happen. It's gonna get sick. It's gonna die. So why should you be affected by it? You're not the body. So that's the whole purpose of practice, to separate you from the body. You're the invisible person behind the body, tells the body what to do. Tell the body what to say. The body is not saying by itself or doing things by itself. It's the mind that directs the body, tells the body what to do. It's you, the mind, sankhara, thinking. When you think, you like to ask a question, say, this is sankhara doing the work. And then it tells the body to speak the questions. The mind is the master and the body is the slave. But the mind become deluded and thinking it is the body. So anything happens to the body, it thinks it's happening to the mind also. So this is why you want to come and teach your mind to separate the body from yourself. You are not the body. You're the puppet master. The body is just a puppet. And puppeteer and the puppet. The mind is the puppeteer.
And
so whatever happens to the body, the mind is not happening to the mind at all. So why should the mind be affected by whatever happens to the body? This is delusion. The mind thinks the body is itself. So whatever happens to the body, it feels that it is happening to the mind also. right? You think the body as being yourself, right? So anything when things happen in the body, you think it's happening to you.
Yeah.
But you're not the body. See? You won't be able to understand this until you meditate, until you get into the fourth jhana. That's when the mind and the body temporarily separate from each other.
And Tan Ajahn, if we lost someone that we love, is and we also feel painful, like what kind of painful feeling was
That's
that?
dukkha. This is dukkha. This is the Four Noble Truths. From your attachment to that person's body. You don't want that body to depart yet. See? So when that body departs, you become sad. This is dukkha in the Four Noble Truths. Not the painful feeling of the body, and not the painful feeling of the mind either.
Oh. Okay, but that is dukkha. Okay.
The whole point is to stop dukkha that caused by your attachment. That's all. The other thing you cannot stop them. They are natural processes or phenomena.
Oh. So Tan Ajahn, as a Sotapan, he can let go of his body, but when he see the one that he loves, like he still have dukkha.
No, he doesn't have any dukkha with anybody's body, but he still want to have sex with another body. It's a different thing. Wanting to have sex, but doesn't care if that person die.
Oh. So meaning he had let go of his body and other people's body as well. He has seen this.
Yeah. But he still see other people's body as attractive. And he still have sexual desire. So he goes after that body. But if he or she should lose that body, he won't feel sad or anything. He might feel bad because he could not achieve his sexual cravings.
Yeah.
But not because that body, not because that body just die. But it's just that body can no longer function, give him the pleasure that he wants. But he doesn't become sad because losing that body. He understands that you have to lose that bodies. And our body are subjected to aging, sickness, and death. Okay.
Thank you, Tan Ajahn.
Thank you, Tan Ajahn.
Next, Anura. Anura, are you still in China?
Good evening, Tan Ajahn. Now I came back to New Zealand early last week.
It must be early for you now, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
3:30. So I woke up late. So went to bed late as well. Yeah. So Tan Ajahn, joining the discussion about the painful feeling. So whenever I get tummy ache or knee pain, so I try to think this is not me. It's the pain. Doesn't belong to me. And also I try to think what came before that feeling. Just try to understand the root. Is the right approach to managing?
Yeah, it's partially right. You have to tell yourself this. But if you don't have jhana, you don't have equanimity, you cannot still be still and leave the body alone. Defilement will still be stronger than your mind, and it still wants to manage the pain. See? It still wants to get rid of the pain. So you need to practice jhana also to have jhana. Then you can then use the wisdom to teach the mind to just be still and leave the pain alone. But without the jhana, the defilement won't leave the body alone, won't leave the pain alone. Even if you tell the mind that the body is not the body, not the pain, not the painful feeling. It still wants to, the defilement still wants to manage or get rid of the painful feeling. So you need to practice samadhi. Then once you have samadhi, then when you come across the painful feeling, then you can tell the mind that the painful feeling is the body, not you.
It's more like
all you need to do is to just merely know, accept it for what it is. If you can manage it, manage it. But if you cannot, then you just have to accept it for what it is.
So
But
then, sorry. Yeah.
But you won't be creating any dukkha in your mind, any suffering in your mind, any stress in your mind. The goal is to prevent the stress from arising or getting rid of the stress if they arise from your defilement, from your attachment to the pain or the body.
So if someone practices jhana, so that means once that person comes out of jhana, then he will behave the same way, or it's a regular jhana practice, right?
His mind has the strength to resist the defilement, the cravings. Yeah. It's like a person who exercise, then he becomes stronger. Even after his exercise, he still have that strength. It's the same way when you go into meditation, you're building up strength for the mind. So when you come out, you still have that strength with you, even when you're not in jhana anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I keep practicing mindfulness and meditation first. Then after that, when you're not in meditation, and you can keep telling yourself, the body is not you, the feeling is not you. And you can stop your worry and anxiety about concerning the body or the feelings. They come and go, they rise and cease. They are not under your control. If you accept this or you see this, then you will have no dukkha in your mind, no stress in your mind. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Thangajan. Thank you.
We have another question from Kokseng from Singapore.
Yes, Ajaan, I hope you can clarify my doubts about the Sotapanna. Earlier, earlier you were mentioning that Sotapanna still have sexual desires, but what? But my thinking was that Sotapanna is someone who has a very high mindfulness and able to achieve jhana state. So if someone who is able to achieve jhana state, he will not be attracted easily by pretty girls, and he will be able to restrain his senses and so on. So I find it difficult to reconcile that. That how would someone who has achieved jhana state and achieved jhana state and high mindfulness be attracted by pretty girls anymore?
Okay, do it first, then your question will be answered.
Okay, because I feel that to have mindfulness, we have to restrain our senses. So even when there are pretty girls, we have to try to restrain and not have any eye contact at all, or not even to have a second look. And
Okay. Can you do that or not?
I will always, whenever if I'm walking on the streets, and then when I see, oh, there's a pretty girl, then once I'm mindful, okay, then I tell myself, oh, stay mindful, don't take a second look. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, good. Keep doing it. The goal is to stop your sexual desire.
But Sotapanna, he has achieved jhana state. So
Don't worry about the Sotapanna. Worry about yourself. Just worry about yourself. Become a Sotapanna first before you worry about the Sotapanna. Okay.
Okay. So restraining of the senses, for example, in terms of sexual desires for looking at pretty girls, this would be a necessary training for someone who aspires to be a Sotapanna.
Well, for first to come to jhana, you also have to restrain your senses. But jhana is only temporarily. When you come out of jhana, then your defilement can still be working. Your sexual desire can come up anytime, anywhere. If you're not mindful, if you're mindful, sometimes it can even come up. Then you might need some other tool to stop it from coming up, and that's when you have to use the supa contemplation. Well, because mindfulness alone is not strong enough medicine to stop your sexual desire.
Okay.
Okay, don't go too far ahead of yourself.
All right.
Just do what you have to do now first, and just go step by step. Sometimes our discussion gets carried away. We're up to the highest level at Nibbana already, but we can still not keep the mindfulness for a few seconds.
Yeah, that's why I find it difficult to rationalize. Sotapanna, rightfully should not have any sexual desire.
Because your mind is still deluded, so you get confused by your own delusion. The only way to deal with this is to do the practice, to clarify, to clear up your delusion. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, Kunchu, you have some more questions?
Yes, we have one more question that just came in from Facebook. The question is from Antonio Dutra. Tanajan, after meditation, how and when do we develop the 7 factors of enlightenment? Is it a natural process? Do we decide to practice every aspect?
Well, you go step by step. The first is mindfulness. I think mindfulness is one of the factors. And then after that, you get jhana, which is the second factor. I think that's ubeka. So it goes by step, like we've been discussing here. First, do the mindfulness to get to jhana. Once you get into jhana, then you can then contemplate or investigate the nature of the body, the mind, the feelings, for instance. Is that all?
Yes, that is all, Kas.
Okay. You have any comment, PL? I see you raise your thumb just now.
Yes, I think this is 7 factors of enlightenment, 7 factors for enlightenment. It should be, and not of enlightenment, because there are no factors once you are enlightened. But it's pretty much it's a condensation of Samma Sati and Samma Samadhi, because the first 3 factors are Samma Sati, Atapi Sampajano Satima. That is the mindfulness the three factors, first three, and the last four factors are jhanas. So pretty much the Buddha is trying to give another way. Samma sati, samma samadhi. This is the highest. Adhichitta is 7 factors of enlightenment. So some people get confused. I have to practice 7 factors of enlightenment. No, for eightfold path is the path you have to follow. These are just the expansion, different ways of
explaining the path.
Yeah.
By not mentioning the sila part, the right action.
That's right. Yeah, this is like the paper. Sila already 6 factors are already done. The eightfold path. So you're primed your mind because these are prerequisites. Once you prime your mind, you get to the adhicitas, sati, sama samadhi, and eventually samanyana sama vimukti. Those are the fruits of the path.
It also depends who the Buddha was talking to, right? He was talking to somebody who had sila already, so he didn't bother to mention sila anymore.
Exactly. That's true.
Like
it's a waste.
He never mentioned about dana when he talks to monks, because monks already have given up their possession already, so they have nothing to give anymore.
That's true. Tanajan, I think this is a very lofty question, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
You were listening to
yeah. So I was listening to Ajaan recently, and he said maybe he's correct. Sotapanna may or may not have jhana, but he said Sakudagami most likely have jhana. Anagami definitely has jhana, because then he has the fetter, 2 fetters for you have to break. That is rupa jhana, arupa jhana, rupa raga, arupa raga. Those are jhana cravings. So that signifies they have already attained, and they have attachment to those. And Arahat obviously has to practice jhana. So Sotapanna may or may not have jhana. Do you agree on that?
I think this has to be left for each individual to prove it for themselves better. Because I don't want to engage comment into something that.
Sure, I understand. No conflict. I understand.
We also, like, when we listened to that talk for the first time, we heard, so we were wondering, so.
Is it possible to see through Sakkaya Ditthi without jhanas? That's my question.
There might be some exception to the rules, The rule is basically you have to have samadhi first before you can have the ability to let go of your fetters. Without ubekha, you cannot let go of your.
Yes.
All the fetters needs to have ubekha as part of the tool to be able to let go of the fetters. Yes. But for somebody who might have already ubekha, then he might not need to go into jhana anymore.
Maybe past birth, maybe
past birth. We already established. We already had jhana before in his path. So when the Buddha said, "Let go of your body and feeling," he could do it right away.
Right away, yeah.
Without, like the one person who asked the Buddha when he got on his arms round, the Buddha gave him the teaching. The Buddha said, "This is no time to give you Dhamma talk," but he said, just please give me a brief summary of your teaching.
That's enough for me, yeah.
Yeah. The Buddha said, just merely know what you see, just merely see what you hear, just merely see. And he already became an arahant from there.
Yeah.
So
that's the Bahya Daruchira. He had a lot of practice in the previous births too, from the story. And so this is just a matter of clicking suddenly. And when you see, you only see, is it similar to, there is a thing called Animitta Samadhi, like not attending to any themes of your perception, like Animitta, like you are not attracting or letting go of all the themes. So it is similar to when you see, you only see, is the same idea, like.
Well, this is the question you have to answer if you want to become an arahant.
Too many challenges now.
Can you just look at your mind and just really see her? and have no comment, no
these questions
preconception, no preconceived notion of who she is or what she is. You just see an image. Yeah.
Yes.
But you see her seeing her for the first time.
Yeah.
Doesn't merely seeing. See.
Yeah, I mean, somebody asked about the sexual thing in Sotapanna. I mean, definitely Sotapanna has full force of Kamaraga Patika. It's not those Sangyojanas or fetters are not gone. So, I mean, they will have sexual desire and anger in full force. They can.
Yeah. Don't want to discuss about other people. Just discuss about yourself. Do you still have anger or not? Do you still have sexual desire or not?
It's too public to discuss. Yeah. So many people are listening, so and recorded too. So I will keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's talk more about what we have to do better. Okay.
Yes.
Mindfulness, meditation.
Yes.
Contemplation on the three characteristics of existence. This is something we can do and we can agree upon.
Your body and mind, you can do it.
Yeah. Well, as soon as you go to the okay, we have more questions for Kunju. Okay.
Yes, we have one question that just came in from Samanji. I have often heard monks saying the following during Dhamma talks, quoting the Buddha. And the quote is, disciples, attending to the sick is as meritorious as attending to the Buddha. Has the Buddha ever said so?
Oh, yes, there was a story, I think. There was a monk who got real sick, but he might not be friendly to other monks, so no monks treat them or look after him. See. So when the Buddha came by and saw the sick monk and nobody attend the sick monk, so he told Ananda to go get some hot water and to get some towel and get some medicine. So the Buddha was actually cleaning the wounds for the sick monk. After he finished, he told the monks, the monks that if you want to look after me, you should look after your own king, the other monks. So this is what he said. Right, Pia? Did you hear this story?
His name is Putigata Tissa, the monk. Yes.
Maybe you can give more detail about the story.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So that's where the word come now. If you want to treat the Buddha, treat the sick monk instead.
Yeah, that's what he said. So mam pasati or some kind of Pali term he used, and because this monk has a lot of blisters and wound and oozing,
Smelly.
and smelly. People, other monks kind of
Avoided him.
ignored him,
Yeah.
and Buddha said, Ananda, let's clean him up. Let's do this, And in the future, if you want everyone think about, it's like treating me. If you treat a sick person, it's like treating me.
Because the Buddha considered every monk to be his son or his children. So when they treat his son or his children, then they're treating him also.
Yes. Yeah, because the monk's name was Tissa, but then later, because of his wounds and it was oozing and the smell, they made the name called Putigata Tissa.
Putigata, the wounds in the body. Yeah.
Okay, I think we have good conversation tonight, and we're almost out of time. So I think I should call this meeting to an end for now. And I hope that this meeting can help you to understand the teaching better and practice better. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. If all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Thank you,
sadhu,
Ajaan.
Thanks, admin.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, admin.
Thank
Ajaan.
you. Thank you, Raja. Thank you, admin.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Tanajan.
Tanajan.
Thank
Thank you all.
you.
Thank you.
Bye bye all.
Bye.